Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Cut to the Chase at 8 with Queen MC. That's me, Madison Chase. We are talking ESB. That's entertainment, sports, and beauty, plus health, because it truly is your wealth. With my personal, always positive 3 T's. That's takeaway tips and tools, hopefully that you could use to live a life full of light, love, sunshine, sunflowers, orchids, and always, always, always more love. Yesterday, I briefly talked about Nipsey Hussle. This morning, I want to pay tribute, honor, and respect where it is due to the life and legacy of Nipsey Hussle, whose real name means God will rise. So stay tuned into this story. I actually woke up this morning because I felt a little guilty. Like yesterday, I was really sad, and I didn't want the sadness to come through my podcast. So I shelved a little bit my emotions, and I wanted to pay respect to my friend Daphne Wayans, whose boyfriend personally knew Nipsey. So I watched an interview this morning on 97.9 The Beat, which is, funny enough, a station out of Dallas, Texas, because I wanted to understand Nipsey a little more and do some more research. And I wanted to understand how to pronounce his birth name. His birth name is Ermias Askedon, and it means God will rise. So I wanted to start there. And here's what I've come to learn about this man. I think his birthday is August 15th. It would have been August 15th of this year. He would have turned 34. And I wanted to pay respect because I think oftentimes when people lose a loved one who is such a pillar in their community, and he clearly redirected his energy to the arts and to so many other things, that I wanted to really understand him, because I didn't know very much about Nipsey Hussle, but I also understood that he was someone's son, he was a father, he was a husband, he was a community activist, he was an artist, he was so many things. And I think oftentimes when people pay tribute to someone, they forget about the person. Clearly, he was an incredible businessman, and I think one thing that we could do to really continue his legacy is to understand how he redirected his energy. And I think he redirected his energy in so many ways. I think one of the biggest things, so I have only 3 points, maybe 4, maybe 5. Okay, so my first one is his name, Nipsey Hussle, but his real name, Ermias Askedon, which means God will rise. Hustle is your hustle. And these are the things I want to challenge us to do in order to continue his legacy and what he meant to the community in Crenshaw. So is your hustle bigger than yourself? Is it bigger than your family? Is it bigger than your immediate family and friends? Because essentially that's what Nipsey was doing. He created avenues for his artistry, for his activism in his community, but it was bigger than his family. Like, he really wanted to reach outside, staying within his community and really improving his community. That was the first thing. And then I think the second thing is, how do we resolve conflict outside of social media? Because I see so many people, and not that it's wrong, and not that it can't be improved upon, but when I see people on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like, we get into these kind of social media beefs, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, where people are typing. Like, are you a typing activist, or are you putting feet to your faith? Are you getting involved in issues that you're really concerned about? Do you have a mentee? And I think mentees, oftentimes in our community, I see so many people starting organizations that really only affect the youth, when there have been people who have been in the ground, feet to their faith, working hard, that are older, that may need the same assistance as young people. So I encourage us to also reach beyond, definitely helping the youth, but also people still need mentors, because a lot of us don't have them. And I say that because I'm speaking for myself. There have been times I've asked people to mentor me, and, when I was younger, and it didn't work out. And so I am a mentor to a young lady. So, and I think, what is your plan to create generational wealth? Like, what are you doing to create generational wealth for you and your family? And so Nipsey's plan was Vector 90. It is a co-working space that he partnered with David Gross, it's a 5,000 square foot compound for office space, working incubators, and their goal it's basically for science, technology, engineering, and math. And again, with that creation and Vector 90, his goal was to pour into that community, to pour into young people. And I watched this interview from 97.9 because I wanted to understand and pay tribute and honor to his Eritrean heritage. It's funny because Ethiopians tell me that I look Ethiopian. So Ethiopia and Eritrea are like side by side in East Africa. And one of the DJs asked him if he was, not in a gang anymore. And he was like, no, you can not be in a gang, but you can redirect your energy. So I think, in honor and tribute to his legacy and his life, how can we redirect our energy to make sure that the legacy that he is going to leave behind to his beautiful wife and his kids, how can we make sure that continues? So that's what I encourage you all to do, to pay tribute to this incredible man who left us the blueprint on how to really go back and really industrialize and or become a bigger part of our community. And I think you could start with your family and your friends, but also thinking outside of that and how you could truly make a difference, like Nipsey Hussle, aka Armias Askadam, because God will rise. So thanks for listening. It's Cut to the Chase at 8, and we will chat tomorrow.